Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Steph and this is Ordinary Plant Girl. If you're new here, thank you for clicking on this video, and if you're returning, thank you so much for spending more of your time with me. Well, it is 2023 and we are going to start getting into some plant goals. If you were here with me last year, I didn't so much set goals. The only goal I really had was to try and fill my plants. I collect a lot of my plants as smaller cuttings, and one of my objectives last year was to fill plants. Just pretty much any of my trailing plants. I just wanted them to be kind of bigger and better, you know, fill out my Hoyas some more, and that went really well. I would take you around and show you, but I'll kind of do that in a plant tour instead. I am planning like a winter plant tour, so you'll be able to see all of those then. Besides that, I had a failed series. I'm saying failed because I think I did maybe 2 updates after it and then completely forgot about the 4th. And that was my focus plants series that I was trying to go through. I had 5 main focus plants and then I had a bonus plant in there as well. So there was a total of 6. So on that list, there was the Epipremnum pinnatum, the Philodendron Royal Queen, my Philodendron Dark Lord, my Rhaphidophora foraminifera, my baby Bilietiae. Okay, and the 6th one was my Philodendron Ploumanii. So let's discuss this really briefly because I don't have I don't have much to say about these. So for the most part, only one of those 6 made it through, and that was the Epipremnum pinnatum. That one has just grown. I haven't had any issues with it. It's climbing up a stake. It loves its life. All of that is fine. My Ploumanii, for the moment, is no longer with me. Coincidentally, I went to check it a couple of days ago and it turned out that the stem had rotted. At this point, it had no leaves on it anyway. And it was pushing out a new leaf, but that leaf didn't unfurl. So when I went to check it, the stem had rotted. So I've got about this much of the tip that I have now got sitting in a perlite prop box. Normally, in most cases, I would have given up on it, except that the same thing kind of happened with my first Philodendron gloriosum, and I had like a stolon about that big, and now she's growing. Currently lost all of her leaves because of thrips. But I finally found a way to battle those that is working for me. I just didn't know that she had them at the time. Anyways, going back. So the Ploumanii at this point is kind of no longer with me. And it's sad. The Philodendron Royal Queen. I'm looking at it right now, and out of the 3 juvenile but healthy stems that it had, there is currently 1 that has leaves on it. The other 2 do not at all. So I'm definitely going to classify that as just an epic fail. Epic. So that was the pinnatum, the Ploumanii, the Royal Queen. The foraminifera actually hasn't really changed all that much. I think it grew 1 leaf, and that was pretty much it. Just the 1. I don't know. I don't know if it's because I had it in a dark place. I do notice that there were things that could have contributed to this, which I will explain after I kind of go through these. So the foraminifera is pretty much still kind of at a standstill after a year. It did grow a leaf and it had lost a leaf, so it's still sitting there at like 4 leaves. It's up here behind me actually. And then my Dark Lord. Well, this one I can show you just because it's sitting right here beside me. So this is my Dark Lord now. We still have this 1 leaf here. This weird little leaf that still has not quite unfurled. And then I did actually put 2 cuttings in the bottom of this. Okay, that's all perlite. Okay, cool. So this one too has just, I mean, it's developed a little bit, but it's still nothing spectacular. So that is something I'm going to work on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you what my plans are for 2023 and 10 specific plants that I have. And most of them are in groups of 3, except for the one last one. So first off, one of my battles this year is going to be working with some plants that honestly, I don't know what they want from me. I don't understand what they want. All I want them to do is grow, but in this case, I want them specifically to get their fenestrations. And that is going to be all of my Rhaphidophores. So I have 3 Rhaphidophores. I've got the Tetrasperma, which for some reason has been really difficult for me. It's still, at this point, it's got juvenile leaves with no fenestrations. The Rhaphidophora foraminifera is back on the list because I do want that one to grow and get fenestration. So I'm probably going to put that one on a stake. That is the plan, I think, for that. And then the last one is my Rhaphidophora decursiva, which also does nothing. I'm looking at it right now and it's like, it kind of has a bit of a runner going. You know how long it took for that runner to even start running? A really long time. So I don't know what they want. I don't know what they want from me. I don't know what is happening. It could be the fertilizer issue because they are, I think they're all in like a coco coir mix of some kind. They're all a little different. They've been adjusted. So those are the 3 I'm going to work with. You should be able to see pictures here somewhere that I have put up in regards to the plants that I will be working on this year. The next plant is actually one plant, but it's 3 of this one plant because I had cut it back, and that is my Philodendron melanochrysum. I have had nothing but trouble with this plant, and from research and just watching other people go through their journey with the melanochrysum, it is really hard to deal with them when they're juvenile. Well, I'm up to that challenge. I do have a top cutting, well, kind of 2 top cuttings. So I do have 3 melanochrysums. I have one that I actually put in as a wet stick, and you'll see a photo of it. And it has literally been in moss for about a year. I've even put fertilizer in there with it as well. And it's just not, I've got a growth point that is not doing anything. It is cloached. Doesn't matter. It's not doing anything. So this year we're going to try to at least get one of them to grow and size up. I'm hoping and praying. I almost bought a new one just because, and I was like, no, you know what? We're just not going to do that. So I'm going to work with these 3, see what I can do, see which ones I can get to grow, if any of them, and see if I can get them to size up. That is my plan for my Philodendron melanochrysums. And then plants I generally just want to size up are going to be my Philodendron El Chaco Red. That plant gives me so much joy, but I have also realized this winter, especially with, a change in area, that humidity does matter. My humidity is not overly high. Right now it is between, I don't know, probably 36 and 46% on any given day. I'm not running the humidifiers. I should be, but I'm not. And I have noticed a definite tragic decline when it comes to my leaves unfurling. So I'm going to try and remedy that. I do find that if they can get through it, then they're fine. And I know you probably can't see it right now, but I do have my Ploumanii postazanum cross up behind me. And this plant has, since I've gotten it, it's given me 3 leaves, 2 of them ripped themselves on the way out, and they're still actually attached to the plant. And the last one has not unfurled completely and is browning in the area where it hasn't unfurled. So humidity is an issue, and I'm also pretty sure that my soil mixture was also an issue. So that is something else that I'm going to have to experiment with as we go along. The Out Chocolate Red is one of my favorites. I had one previously, I had one previously, it died. I bought a new one. This one is going pretty well, except that the last 2 leaves that it has put out for me have had that leaf rotting problem happen. So I'm going to try and prevent that. I'm going to try and rectify that as much as possible and get that one to size up. That is my plan. The next one I want to try and get to size up is my Philodendron Majestic. The Majestics are, I love them. You know how hard it is for me to not go on a website and see them there and just order more when I have 2. I have 2 of them. They are growing just fine. But with the first one that I got, the leaves are getting a little smaller. It is in a 5-inch pot. I'm not going to repot it at this point because I don't feel like the root system will support a larger pot yet. It is growing on a stake. It has not attached yet, but it is planted on a stake. There's actually 2 of them. So that, again, Coco Coir mix, this is all going to be hopefully a humidity and fertilizer issue. I'm trying to get them to size up some more for me. And then the last one on my size up list is my Syngonium Chia Pens. This is such an easy plant. I don't even really talk about it often, which surprises me because it has been really good. It's been kind of a slow grower for me. I did cut it once and I shared it with a friend. And since then it's taken, you know, a little bit of time to grow back. I did also have it in a larger pot than necessary. And I think that the root system now has adapted and it's actually growing a new leaf right now. But my objective is also to get those large Chia Pens leaves. I'm here for it. I can't wait to do that. Along the way, you're going to see other kind of minor things I'm going to be doing. One major and one minor. I do still have my Epiprenum skeleton key, which I want to put on a stake and get that one to size up. I want to get those key-shaped leaves. It hasn't done a lot of growing for me. It's actually still in the medium I got it from in North Shore Tropicals. So I'm gonna mess around with that a little bit and try and get that one to hopefully, you know, be as good as its cousin and just love growing up a stake and get those leaves for me. And the last one, the last plant goal I have is for my Thai constellation. That plant literally gives me 1 leaf a year and will lose 1 leaf a year. I'm actually surprised that it's hung on to 4 leaves. I was surprised it gave me the 4th leaf, and the 4th leaf was fenestrated. Unfortunately, the fenestrated leaf was also the creamy white leaf, so it's slowly melting back. But I'm finding that it's just, I don't need it to be a fast grower. I'm okay with that. I just need it to do something, because I do want to get those large fenestrated leaves and I feel like I'm just never going to get there. So one thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be chopping up my Thai constellation and hopefully not killing it. At the same time, I will probably be looking for a new Thai constellation because I really feel like I'm going to kill it. And that's going to break my heart because I've had that plant 3 years now and I've got 4 leaves on it. 4. So those are pretty much going to be my plant goals for 2023. I hope you guys stick around with me to see what is going to happen with them, because all of that is starting to come really soon now. I have been filming, so you're going to see what is happening with those. But that being said, I hope you're all safe and well. Please consider subscribing to my channel, leave a comment below. I love to talk to you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.